Episode 49.
Show!
We're here. You were just saying, next week is 50. We
50.
have no clue what we're doing.
No plans.
Well, we're just going to both just sit here and be like, yeah, it's 50.
50, wow!
We'll do something for 51, though!
I'll do the hip-hop air horn a little bit, and we'll go from there.
And then just a regular podcast after that.
No, we gotta do something, man.
I know.
We got it. We'll force Kevin to come back.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
We'll get Jimmy over here or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Someone to add to it. Add some flavor, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely. Hey, guys. Welcome. Episode 49 of ZeroHP Podcast. I said it all without stumbling over it.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of that.
Do you usually?
Well, sometimes I'm like, when I try to go episode of the ZeroHP kind of, it doesn't roll off the tongue when you're trying to say it. It's in the middle of a sentence.
It's true.
So I sometimes like zero HP. I fucking nailed it this time.
50 weeks and you almost got it.
Mason, man.
Hey.
Congratulations.
For what?
On your 50, you're 51 now. 51 viewers on Twitch,
followers,
man.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It was dumb. It was a dumb thing to be excited about.
I don't think so.
I thought it was
totally
cool.
disagree with that.
You know, like a couple months ago, like I had 3, and I was like, all right, well, when do I know when I should quit? I was like, well, if you make it a couple months and you're still at 3, probably stop. Right?
Or if you're not enjoying it.
Yeah, no.
If you're ever looking like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
No, and neither of those things have happened. You know, I still look forward to it every time. You know, it never feels grindy, but in a good way. I like being at the bottom. You know what I mean? Because I want to see what can happen. Kevin and I's channels have both grown a lot.
Yeah, both of you guys.
And we're really excited about it. 50 followers, realistically, is nothing. It's really nothing.
Relatively,
it's nothing.
But neither is 110 subs on YouTube, man. I'm proud of that.
Exactly, and that's going up too. I mean, everything's trending upward right now. You know? And that's a great feeling. I feel like
I'm kind of in that weird zone where the channel feels like we were talking about last week how we've got these consistent things that we have a few viewers, few dedicated viewers who understand.
This is what you get.
Tuesdays on Podcast Tuesday, Total War Friday, Twitch Highlight Saturday, and then every now and then we have some other things interspersed in there. We just did a movie review discussion.
Yeah, the Annihilation talk.
Or the Annihilation thing. Whatever it is, whether it's a game review that I might be doing, the 3 of us are always chatting, spitballing ideas for a show or a new thing.
All the time. We have a Facebook chat where it's just you, me, and Kevin, and we're always like, one of us once a week is like, hey, what do you guys think of that?
Yeah.
And then we're like, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Or maybe,
like,
what if you did it this way?
This is a good idea, but maybe change this.
Which you need. I think you need other heads to bounce ideas off of, and a lot of those things haven't come to fruition, but they will. You know what I mean?
No, yeah. I mean, dude, there's a bunch of stuff that I still feel like I want to do that I haven't. I mean, I was talking about doing, and this is way on the back burner right now, but I was talking about creating an episodic, dramatic, almost like a Game of Thrones season for the Witcher games.
Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted to talk about that.
I mean, I'm willing to talk about it because as long as anyone who's listening who'd be interested in that knows it's not coming anytime soon because. A lot of it's just because of pure time.
I mean,
I'm in the middle of, we do this podcast every Friday. I'm recording a couple hours of Total War, at least a couple hours with Tim.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't record at all.
Yeah.
Which means we're behind, and then so there's always that. I love to play. I purposely started jumping on Steam and Discord more. I want to play more games with everyone.
I was gonna say now you're basically a part of my channel as well. Like
PUBG,
when we're
Total
streaming,
War,
you're there.
we
just played Total War last night for 2 hours.
Game reviews when the games do come out. I'm also in the middle of writing an album with my friend Arthur, so it's gonna be a while. But
it's crazy, man.
I'm also torn on because I started it. I have a couple hours of footage for Witcher 2, and I'm like, I've never played Witcher 1. It plays way differently than 2 and 3.
Yeah, I would imagine.
So it's more difficult.
Yeah.
And I also don't know where I'm going, so it would take more editing to look like I know what I'm doing in the game.
A lot. I mean,
but
just in general, I feel
it would be cool
to
really have all 3 games as 3 seasons. So I don't know how. So that's another thing that kind of delayed me. I'm like, do I want to hold off and actually do Witcher 1?
God, I'm stressing out thinking about how much time that would take you. But I know you
would
love doing
I
it.
Put them on. I actually would put all of them on easy.
Yeah.
Because it's not about watching me fight a monster and die.
Right.
It would be presented and edited like a show.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want there to be a moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it wouldn't take me as long. I wouldn't get stuck. I wouldn't do hardly any side missions unless I had to. It would be very, very, like a very base. It's not playing for enjoyment and like just exploring the world. Like it would be very linear playthroughs.
Do you think you'd still enjoy it?
Yeah, because it would be fun to edit that, and put that together, and create like an intro using some of the music in episode 1 and season 1 and all of that stuff. And I feel like it would be a cool way to bring people into that world who didn't get to play in the games, because it's one of the coolest fantasy worlds.
Absolutely, yeah.
So unique and original. So it's just one of those things. Is like I have every intention of doing that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think we all have one of those. You know what I mean?
I have a couple of those. Right
I've brought things up that I realized would take so much time.
Oh yeah.
And Kevin has too. He's had ideas.
Yeah.
Where he's like, oh Jesus, that's like, and not that we're not willing to commit to the work, but what we do now may not seem like a lot, but we're all like busy all the time. I mean, I know we play games, but busy is busy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're always pretty strapped. Like we might go see a movie tonight. We can't make up our goddamn minds.
We're trying to decide if we want to do that or just like relax.
Yeah, I mean, we're both not feeling great, and we're like, we might want to hang out and enjoy a couple hours. Before streaming tonight, I don't. If you're going to jump on, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm going to jump on. We really got to come up with a day to play Dead Space.
I know.
A day where you don't feel like you're missing out on your stream. Like one of your days off.
No, yeah.
And just because it's not a long game.
No, I know.
I would love to see you play through the rest of it.
It's taken me 6 months.
Well, that's because we just again, it comes back to the same thing.
Right. Yeah.
And I always give you guys a hard time for it, but on a serious note, like something like Horizon, like I know you want to play it, but when are you gonna? You know what I mean? It's like it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough to play to get all the games we want, all the shows we want to play, all of our extracurricular stuff, our responsibilities.
I mean, we're all in relationship. Well, you and I are in relationships too, and that's like a whole other thing. You have to be like, oh, I have to make sure. Oh, I have a girlfriend. I forgot. Like, what's she doing? You have to try not to, be negligent of your significant other while they're trying to be supportive to you. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, it's always a thing where I'm always like, oh, like last night I was like, I'm really sorry because like I went to Arthur's, recorded a song. Got home, stuffed my face,
jumped on stream with me
as fast as I could, and got on stream, and I didn't see her at all.
Yeah, we played for 2.5 hours.
I was like apologizing, and she's like, "It's all good."
I abused you for just a couple new followers, man.
You got?
I got 2 more last night.
So Brett was one of them, and then I don't know.
Brett actually didn't follow me.
Oh, he probably didn't know.
And I'm pissed. I'm not.
I'll let him know he will. I don't think he.
It's totally fine.
He said that was his first ever being on Twitch.
Oh, really?
He went and got on
gotcha. Cool.
Twitch just to watch.
Well, it was past his bedtime anyways.
So but that tells you, like, that's kind of what I've been talking about with, like, Total War.
Yeah. Is,
like, there are people who will create a Twitch account.
Yeah. Total War, man.
To watch Mason learn how to play Total War.
I figured we'd talk about it, too. It's fresh in my mind.
It fits in with what we're playing, too.
Yeah.
We literally just played it last night.
Literally just played it.
It was awesome. So I mean, I'm excited to go back at it again. One, so we can do Mortal Empires. We'll figure that out. Tim was like, "No, you don't. You just need to have it in your library." Like, well, he's got it in his library.
It's in my library.
So that's something where we'll have to go troubleshoot before we turn the stream on.
For sure.
I felt like we were like, okay, we got to do something else.
Yeah, we got to move. Yeah, we were like in a loading screen. Time to go.
Yeah, we had like 10 people in there, which is crazy.
Man.
So I was like, fuck it, we're just gonna jump into a high elf campaign because they're they're a great starter.
That's who I was gonna play anyway.
Race.
So yeah,
perfect.
Either way, it worked out really well.
And then the other thing too, like we got to get to those ultra. We have to go ultra unit size. I was snickering at that
on medium.
We have these 40 dudes out there, like just tiny little
poking each other. Yeah. I was wondering why it was kind of small, and I was like, it must be because it's early game. I was like, okay, gotcha.
They're usually 120 per unit.
Yeah, it was.
But it didn't matter. Like none of that affected the way the game plays. No. It was just those are small details. But how do you? So you had done some homework, if you will, prior to us playing. What did you kind of briefly said? What were you looking at? Like,
so
what were you just like, let's plays or
a couple weeks ago before you and I played the first time, I think we streamed at that time. We played Warhammer 1.
Yes,
I played the tutorial. I think prior to that, really shortly. Nothing really stuck. Sure. Then you and I played. I learned a lot. And then yesterday on which would be last Thursday, before we got on, I was at work, not working like usual, and just kind of watching YouTube videos all day because they haven't blocked that yet on our work internet.
Oh, nice.
Which is great.
That's amazing.
Mine's blocked. I watched Angry Joe actually did a kind of like here's a beginner's guide to Total War.
Oh, which is hilarious because he's terrible at that game.
Yeah, well, I mean, either way, I enjoy listening to him. You know what I mean?
I love him. I mean, that was not me insulting him.
No.
I'm one of his biggest fans.
Yeah, all I really needed was like, just what is everything, and he at least explained that. Yep. As far as his tactics go, I can learn that from you and Tim. But like, it was kind of a nice introduction, and it was all new to me anyway, for the most part, at least for Warhammer 2. And I was just reading other things online, like 10 things I wish I knew before I started. You know those articles that Kotaku does or something.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I was reading a lot of those. Learned a lot about the rituals, the 5 rituals you have to do. I learned about rites. I learned about
all of which will go away when we do Mortal Empires.
Oh, really?
You won't have to worry about that's all just the Vortex campaign, which is single to the second game.
Okay.
Because Mortal Empires, as I've told you before, is just the first game's map and the second game's map and all factions, all on the same map. It's like the whole world.
Is the in the game's just to win?
Yeah, it's just play.
I like that.
Just play Total War.
I like sandbox. Yeah, I like
create your empire, create your own story.
I like that a lot.
Just do whatever you want. You know.
Cool.
So it's like, that's why I'm pumped to do it because as the Empire and Bretonnia, the 2 human factions in the game, natural allies.
Gotcha.
And it would almost be like history because they're basically in Europe.
Right, yeah.
And we could go, create our empires and then establish overseas colonies and, make sure and civilize the lizardmen and destroy the Skaven.
You know what I didn't think I would enjoy the financial aspect to it. I didn't think I would like the diplomacy. Mm-hmm. I thought it would be really drawn out and really, which from what I understand in the older Total War games, maybe it was.
Not like Civilization or something.
Right.
Yeah,
but no,
there's a little more to it.
No, it's really simple. I mean, and it's fun too, like seeing who you can establish trade agreements with and trying to do like non-aggression pacts with people, and they're like, no, we don't like you very much, but then you take out their enemy and they start to appreciate you a little bit more, and you can form those pacts and agreements and things like that, which is really cool.
It starts to create sort of an environment where you're understanding, okay, well, I can tell these guys really hate me.
Yeah.
And so I should probably make friends with people around them.
People who also hate them.
You get almost a tactical look about who you're going to make friends with, and you're playing that kind of Game of Thrones.
The game picks up on what you're doing, which is really cool. I mean, just by taking out a common enemy, the common ally starts to appreciate you a little bit more.
Yeah, it'll even say, war against this faction, +10.
It's really cool.
Diplomacy.
Everything's done really well.
It's a good balance. What do you think of the battles? Do you like it?
Oh my god. I knew I liked them just from watching you do them. From watching anyone. They're just... It's like exactly what you want. You know, when you watch a big war
There's no game that does that shit better.
You've talked about it before. When you would watch like Lord of the Rings or any movie with giant battles, you're like, I wish I could do that in a video game. Yes. And now you can. It's all done. I mean, the best way I can think of doing it. You know what I mean? You have full control. You have full view of the map pretty much. There's different tactics you can use. You can take high ground. You can hide in a forest. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff.
Once you start to play more, if you want to ever play on your own and stuff, you get the itch to do so. The cool thing about Warhammer is how vastly different the factions play. I'd say the Empire and the High Elves play the most similar and are the most traditional straight up Total War factions.
Right.
But then when you start playing as like the Skaven and the Dwarves and the Greenskins, they just change. Like the way that you even think about how to play the game is so different because they just Skaven with numbers over numbers over
the zero
quality quantity over quality kind of thing, and they all have different little things on the campaign map that make them so that when you play a different campaign it doesn't feel like you're doing the same thing over and over again.
I'm excited to play more of it, man.
Me too.
I hope we can incorporate that to like a weekly thing. I know we have everything as a weekly thing.
Yeah, I mean, it would make a great weekly stream. You'd get you'd get a crowd. I feel like you're going to get a small crowd every time.
Yeah, I hope so.
That would look forward to that.
Yeah.
Whatever day works best for you.
Yeah, totally, man. A lot of things are becoming weekly at this point, except for PUBG, which we need to cut back on. But we just can't. We just can't. You know what I mean? Like
I don't think you need to cut back on it.
We get great highlights from the game. Unlike any other game we play, we get highlights from. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure.
we have fun. We have the most fun, I would argue, just because the antics in that game. We can play with 4 people. Everyone's doing...
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, but we do Terraria Tuesdays now, which is a thing.
Yep. I watched that
which
last week, actually.
We have a little group of people who watch us play that. Kevin and I both do.
I didn't know what I was watching, but I was watching.
We don't know either.
I watch your streams depending on a few different things. So, like, sometimes if I'm at the computer, I'll watch both.
Oh, cool.
I'll pull them both up so you both have at least one in there. But... depending on how you guys are doing, I'll pick on my phone. I was on my phone that night.
Gotcha.
I was lurking, and then I'd come in and watch and type and listen to you guys, and then I would lurk again. And, but like I was in Kevin's at that point, but I'll probably look at yours.
No, what a lot of people do, because a lot of our viewers right now are our friends. You know what I mean? So we have like Matt and Jeff. And what everyone does is they I know what Matt does for sure. He'll just pick a night, and every night he'll switch off between the two of us. Yeah, that's
kind of what I'm doing.
Which is cool. I mean, that's totally fine. Like, you'll hear him talking crap about me in Kevin's chat, or him talking crap about Kevin in my chat. It's just funny. We have that kind of little bit.
It was funny last night after Total War. We were like on the stream. Good night, everyone. Well, close everything. All of us are in Kevin's chat watching PUBG, and like 1 second later...
Oh, yeah.
You popped up, Matt popped up, I popped up.
I try, so, like, I have a lot of people that I follow on Twitch that follow me back and just, like, comment.
You host someone else's.
Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, if you go into my auto host, there's a lot of guys in there. And I have them ranked. You know, Kevin's at the top, of course. He kind of takes priority. And then I have other guys who have brought followers my way and have helped me out and come into my stream and stuff. So every night before bed, I try to go into everyone's chat and just say, like, hey, man, have a good stream, good luck. Or, like, I'll be lurking or something. Like, I can't usually hang out long, but Kevin was, like, the only one on. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's jump into Kevin's stream. Yeah. I didn't know he was streaming. I had no idea, because...
He was streaming...
Hearthstone, right?
No, God. Heroes of the Storm.
Heroes of the Storm. Whew. I was like, Blizzard of the Battle or something, yeah.
Oh, I jumped in there before we jumped on, and I was asking him about it. Like,
yeah, I didn't even know he was streaming. I just figured he took the night off, and then I saw he was on there with Taylor, and I was like, cool. Let's jump. And then you went in, Matt went in, I went in. We were all just hanging out in his chat. So
that was really
Twitch
fun.
Is a crazy platform, dude.
It really is cool. I don't know. I follow one other person on there, but I don't. She doesn't. I don't see her on very often.
Yeah.
And she's a YouTuber. Like, she works for. You watch PlayStation Access, right?
I have. Where they're like all British, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Holly.
Yep.
From that. She's amazing.
Oh, she streams. Yeah, they're all really funny.
Yeah, they're all really funny, and they're just super genuine people. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you met them, they wouldn't be any different in person than on camera.
It's like the 3 of them, right?
It's four people, and then there's other people who are there and you see in videos, but there's 4 main ones that you see.
Yeah, they're all really funny.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah.
And I follow all of them on Twitter, and all their Twitter's fantastic.
I didn't know she streamed on Twitch.
She does. She streams. Really cool. I never catch her because she's in England. Yeah. So she's always like a really weird hours. Yeah. And she plays a lot of games that I don't really care for. I just wanted to follow her because I like her so much.
Show the support, of course. A lot of weird people, not weird people, but obscure types of people will stream on Twitch that you wouldn't expect.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, professional athletes and T-Pain streams on totally. What are we talking about? That, it's a crazy platform, man. Post Malone streams. Shout out to Post Malone.
That's cool. Yeah, there's I mean, there's a ton to do that. I mean, it's a fun little, especially if it's not your job.
Yeah.
And it's also not something like us where we're trying to build it.
Right.
You know, if you already have another platform, it's a cool way to embrace a group of your fans who are also probably playing games.
Yeah, I mean, T-Pain could hop on and play Gwent, and he'd have 100,000 people watching him. Yeah. Just to watch him beat T-Pain. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It doesn't. They already have that audience, but you're totally right. When you're trying to build it, it's a completely different. Nobody knows who you are. You know what I mean?
No, not at all.
Crazy.
Not at all. And it definitely takes a certain type of. I don't think I'd be very good at it.
I disagree with you, and I'm in that weird.
I don't want to start it because I don't know. I'm not gonna. I'm already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm basically. I enjoy being a part of your community. You know
what was funny is we were playing last night, and I was all self-conscious, right? Because that's just how I am. And I was like, man...
Oh, because you weren't an expert at the game?
Because I'm not an expert at the game, and you and Tim are way better at it. But you were the only other person in the voice chat. Tim was in the chat.
Tim's comes in there.
Bang, 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 bang.
What's up, guys? What's up? I'm like, whoa!
Sirens. He's
we're like, whoa, dude.
He's like, sorry, I'm making dinner.
He's all laughing.
Like, what?
I heard him laughing. I'm so funny. He's like, do you want me to be in the chat?
So funny.
We're like, I mean, yeah, dude.
He was so loud. I went into my Discord to turn him down. He was already at 3%. I think it like auto-tuned him down.
Oh, okay.
And he was still so loud.
It
I was like,
so funny.
I was like, please leave.
Because he has Discord on his phone.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
I don't think he knew that we had started.
Okay.
So I think he just jumped in on Discord and was
Yeah.
checking with us. It was
We're like,
so funny.
You're live right now, and he's like, oh, I gotta go.
Oh yeah, he's like, well, I'm making dinner.
Yeah.
And then once he was once he's in his office, it's not loud.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, and I was gonna say I was getting self-conscious though because like we had people in there hanging out. I try not to look at the viewer count because I don't want to know because it'll just bother me the whole time.
I shouldn't have said anything.
But no, I was like, man,
because I was like, look at this, we got 12 people.
I know. I was like, fuck, don't tell me that.
My bad. Dude.
No, it's my own problem because in my head I'm like, why don't I have 12 new followers? But I get people lurk, they come, they go. Like I just have to live with that. But it just bothers me deep down.
It's good to know. Though.
I always feel like I'm doing something wrong. But I was like, damn, everyone in here is gonna think I'm Ian. And like you're much more like well spoken than I am, and I was like, people are gonna follow for this guy with this cool voice, and I'm like,
I'm not more well spoken. They're gonna get stuck.
You definitely are.
That's
but I was like,
crazy.
But I talk about Twitch the way like I used to talk about podcasting. I just wish everybody did it because I think everybody could have an audience. Like I want you to stream on Twitch. I basically force Kevin to stream on Twitch.
Yeah.
He just lets me. You would be like, no, I'm not doing that. But Kevin like lets me make him stream on Twitch. I tried to push Jeff into streaming on Twitch because I legitimately think he'd be great at it if he tried it.
Yeah.
But Jeff hates me.
It's not that I don't think I don't think I would be actively bad, but I just don't see. I don't know exactly what games that I would be playing. I don't know. I just don't feel like I really build a big community. I'm not very good at like talking to people I don't play because like the cool thing has been us playing together. We don't have to feel like we're talking to other people.
Streaming by yourself is like one of the weirdest things ever, especially when you're me and depending on the game, you don't have anyone watching you. Especially when we started, like Kevin has been streaming a lot longer than me, but he was very like kind of sporadic about it.
I feel like he'd be, opposite of me, he'd be fantastic at streaming.
I've been telling Kevin that forever, and I was like, Kevin, like you.
People just love Kevin, dude.
Kevin's okay. He's all right, but like I was like, dude, you literally.
He's all right.
Even if you just gotta fake your way through, like you're hilarious.
He doesn't have to fake his way
I know,
through.
I'm just fucking with him, but like. He's like the funniest dude I know. Like naturally, he's a super funny guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's good at games and stuff, and like I think he'd be great at it, and he is great at it, and I'm glad he's doing it now. But like to my point, having other people in like to actually talk to is the most important thing that's happened. Like you know what I mean? Like
absolutely.
Instead of because what a lot of people recommend you do if you don't have any viewers and you're not playing with anyone is just kind of narrate what you're doing so people know. But I hate doing that because I'm like I'm just doing it. I don't want to talk to myself but. It's like,
dude, I could not even agree more because like that's kind of what I go through, and I think part of the reason, maybe the reason that I would doubt my own streaming ability is because whenever I do Total War campaigns solo, I lose viewers very quick. It's like 27 on video, 1, and you're always going to see a drop off.
Yeah,
like even Tim and I. We had like 30 in the first one and like 17. And we average about 8 now.
It's so random, though.
8. Almost every single week. It's between 7 and 10 every week
But then randomly one will hit like 28, 29 views.
It's usually the first one, though.
Yeah.
Because people see it, and they're like, oh, cool. They click on it, and then...
Yeah, it makes sense.
I don't know these people. And I do that. I've gone on YouTube. Totally. It's not like I don't sit there and go, this guy fucking sucks!
Right,
and I close it.
Comment on his video.
But, I just haven't... I haven't given the time to that person.
Right.
I might not again.
Yeah, you have to establish a relationship and see if you.
There's so much to that, and there's a lot of YouTubers that do Total War much better than I do.
There's just a lot of YouTubers. That's just what it comes down to, man.
So I have an idea that I'm just stealing, honestly.
That's fine.
I watched a...
No one's listening, you're fine.
Right? I watched a Total War quick Let's Play by official Total War YouTube. And the way they did it was super interesting, and I think would be a much better way to do a solo campaign. Which is what they were doing. Is it was very clear that he had already played all of this by himself and just recorded the footage, and then is narrating it with almost a highlight of it.
Oh,
and it was almost sounded like a story. I mean, he wasn't like in the Roman Empire. It wasn't anything like that. It was nothing like that. In the deserts of Nubia.
Right, yeah.
You know, nothing going on like that. But he was just like, he was talking about the game.
Yeah.
And talking about what was going on screen, much like you would. But it was very prepared, and he knew where he was going, and he clearly knew what was already going to happen.
Yeah.
And the way that he was talking about it, he would just be like, he knew the name of his scout. It was like Dumat or whatever. Like Dumat, this his scout, right?
Yeah.
This Dumat goes north or whatever, and he talks about this, and like the Romans are to the east. I can't handle them yet. So let's go back here as we've been betrayed by one of our allies. So it's like this post-narrative thing, more work. But he was like, there was a battle that happened, flashes into the battle, shows cool highlights of it,
that's really cool.
goes out.
That's really cool.
And there was none of this like, all right, let's see what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It was he could use the cinematic camera.
Yeah.
So he probably saves all his replays and goes back in. And so there's more work. But man, it was cool. It was like 12 minutes long. And it got all of this stuff in there. There's no loading screens, no uhs or ums or that I always do when I'm trying to like talk while I play this game. Anyway, so I put up a poll on Twitter to see which of the historical games people would want to see. I've got 3 votes so far.
Yeah. Hey, man.
It's just interesting. I didn't even expect 3 people to vote.
Oh, really?
Who the hell is voting?
I thought you were like, only 3. I was like,
no, I was like, I wonder who's voting. I figured Kevin.
I don't think it'll tell you.
No, it doesn't. I got 1 vote for Shogun. I was like, well, that's Kevin. I got 2 other votes for Shogun. I'm like, who are these motherfuckers?
It doesn't matter.
So
they're out there.
3 people.
Cool.
So it goes until tomorrow. So looks like we might have a Shogun campaign.
Have you ever done one of those polls? Not created one, but participated in one?
Oh, I participate in a ton of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you know how it works, where you choose one and then it tells you what percentage of people. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool,
I do those all the time.
Cool.
Like Seattle sports guys and all that.
Gotcha.
So I was just...
No, I think you're right. I think the recording...
I'm gonna try that out.
I think recording and then maybe doing the VO that you're able to prepare a little bit more.
Yeah. I think cut it up and it's never... You know what I mean? There's never downtime.
You know, you made a good point 1 or 2 episodes ago when you mentioned... And I think this is literally what you said, that Total War kind of lends itself to YouTube a little bit better, because you can chop it up and you can kind of just explain everything that's happening. Because a lot of people, I think, don't know anything about Total War, like myself,
right?
And they don't. If you're like, well, we can do this with that, like live, it's a lot to take in. But
I'll show it to you.
Yeah,
if I remember. Absolutely. I mean, we have to watch the whole thing.
No, yeah.
But just so you can kind of see what I mean by like the way he's doing.
For sure.
He, like I said, he's not talking as if he's not playing in Total War.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just interesting.
Like if he was narrating something that was really happening. Right?
Yeah, but having already seen it and having edited himself.
Right.
Clearly knew what was coming.
Yeah, what a cool job that would be.
Right?
Could you imagine?
And he works for Total War. He works for Creative Assembly.
Yeah,
he's like a YouTuber, but he works for Creative Assembly.
That's so cool.
So I'll show you some YouTubers that if you have moments where you're sitting at work and you want to watch good.
I need
there's,
that.
There's a couple. There's one that does great campaigns and one that does great battles. And
I had no idea that Angry Joe was terrible at Total War. I would never know. You know what I mean?
It's not that I'm not. I didn't mean to be like he's a piece of shit. Like, I'm not great at the game, but I just remember watching him one time. He was at a demo for Warhammer 2, and I was watching him play. I'm like, dude,
what are you doing?
Really?
What?
Like he would command all of its units at once and then tell them all to attack a single unit over and over.
Oh, really?
So he was in this big battle and he had his whole army going after one unit and he was getting flanked and he was and then he'd turn around and have his whole army go after. I'm like, dude, this is not Supreme Commander. That's what I would do with Age of Empires.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? When you have a couple of units, dude, you have a whole army. You can't just tell all of them at once. It was weird to watch him.
Yeah,
and I remember Tim and I being like,
really?
Wow.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He doesn't know how to play the game.
I would never know. now I know.
I mean, obviously he knows he has a grasp. He has the... I always remember seeing the beginner video and being like,
well, I'll tell you, man, 980,000 people watched that Total War.
Dude, that's the power of Angry Joe.
He's crazy. His audience is crazy. I never realized.
His audience is all over the board. There's some fucking bad people.
That's just YouTube, man. That's just YouTube. You know what I mean? That's the internet. I try to we don't have really an audience like that, but I wonder if he tries to focus on, because for every person calling him an idiot, there's 400 people who love him. Yeah. You know what I mean? And we just want to meet him.
Well, I feel like because he calls himself Angry Joe, because that was his thing in the beginning, was yelling, is I know people who don't watch him who have seen a couple videos like he hates every game. Like clearly
true.
you haven't watched more than one video.
Metal Gear, you didn't watch Skyrim, you didn't watch Dragon Age.
A lot of games. He's given multiple 10s out.
The badass.
He's given it more 10s out than I have ever.
No, he gives the badass seal of approval to a lot of games.
Yeah,
which I think is literally what he calls it. While I was watching that, I did stumble upon, and I want to know if you watched it. You probably didn't. The Metal Gear Survive review that he did.
I'm going to.
Really,
I know all about that game.
It's pretty short, so I know you're not super into Metal Gear, but
no, but I know, dude.
For a good laugh,
I listen to a lot of gaming podcasts. Like I'm plugged into Metal Gear
For a good
Survive.
laugh, dude, I would. It's so funny.
I have it queued up. I'm
so
most of it watch
funny. It just.
Because that game aims at like everything that he hates.
So 100%, literally
like
everything.
Cash grabbing, based using a great franchise,
taking a good
selling
engine
save
and
slots,
just,
microtransactions. The gameplay is not very good with all of the survival, like the
story.
You're thirsty.
Story doesn't make any sense. Yeah, the resource management is ridiculous. It's also
you eat and you're like 1 minute later you're hungry again.
Yeah, it's hilarious. So you want to get into what we've been playing?
Well, I mean, we did some of that.
We did.
But yeah, outside of our Total War, what have you been playing?
I don't have much.
Neither do I.
Same as usual. A lot of PUBG as always. I did. Fortnite's constantly evolving, constantly changing, updating. Yep. So I try to jump in for every big update to just have fun with it. If you remember a while back, they did the 50 on 50 mode that people really loved. They haven't brought it back yet, but they're trying a lot of little new things like that. They just did a new game mode where the only loot is gold loot. So everyone has top tier weapons and and stuff. I think you have like unlimited material.
Okay.
It's just out of control.
Yeah.
So everyone has these crazy automatic sniper rifles that kill you in like one shot. It's insane, but
damn,
it was a lot of fun. I played around with that a little bit, so that was fun. Nothing else, I don't think. Just Total War. We played a little bit of more Terraria earlier on. I think we talked about it last time. How Terraria is like this weird game where on the cover you wouldn't think it was anything more than like 2D Minecraft, but then there's like this crazy new mode. Did we talk about like the Wall of Flesh last week?
No.
Dude, like I went down a Terraria wiki hole that you could never find your way out of. It's crazy. So we're trying to figure out if you want to play the game in hard mode, you have to start it out in normal and fight your way to hard mode, basically, right?
Interesting.
It's crazy where there's new loot, new bosses, new biomes, everything. So we're in the regular game. So basically, to make it short, what you have to do is like find something called a voodoo demon and then kill it, and then get a voodoo doll that represents one person in your civilization that you built, and decide whether or not you're okay to kill that person, because then you have to throw the voodoo doll into the lava in the underworld, thus bringing on hard mode. No, I'm sorry. Thus bringing on a boss named the Wall of Flesh, which is literally just a wall with like eyeballs and arms like haphazardly sticking out of it, and you just fight it, and it's just, and then you beat that.
Is it hard to beat it?
We have not even come close to getting anywhere near a voodoo demon, like anything.
Oh. Like
I have like a checklist of things we need to do before that can happen, and we need like better armor, and we played for 2.5 hours, didn't even get better armor yet.
No,
so,
I was watching you guys went on this huge expedition, and Kevin got back, he's like, I have like 2 bars of iron.
Yeah, I got like
what?
And then I found out to make a helmet, it's like 25 bars of iron, and I'm like, what? That's all I have. Like, so yeah.
What kind of helmet is this anyway? I mean, a bar of iron has got.
That's what I'm saying. And
a helmet with one.
And just so heavy, you're just laying on the ground. But no, we played more of that. Just been jumping around the usual stuff. Nothing new. What about you?
Yeah, another week of a lot of show watching.
Yeah.
And just not having enough time to do what I want. But when I have. What I did do, I have put more time into Dishonored 2. It just gets better every fucking time I play it.
Are you and Alyssa both playing through it?
She's watching me.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
Yep,
cool.
She's into just watching. It's just so good. Like, it's ridiculous how that game got overlooked.
Really?
By almost everyone. I mean, it is like... it's one of those things, it's kind of like Dead Space for you right now, where I'm not playing it on a daily basis.
Yeah.
It's usually about a week. So I'm jumping in, I'm like, oh, God.
Right, yeah.
Okay, where was I? All right, let's read the journal, you know, and then, okay, jump. The same thing. Like, I go through the same thing. So I always, my first, 15 minutes, there it is on the monitor, Dead Space, popping up. He's stomping your face, because he's like, where are you? I miss you, Mason.
Mason!
Look at what they're doing to me when you're
gone.
Come
to
me! But so the first 15, 20 minutes, there's a little thing in the back of my head, maybe I should just go play, Total War.
Something I know.
So, yeah.
Something I'm familiar with.
But as the second I get used to it, I'm just like 3 hours pass. And I'm just like, this was amazing. How have I not played this more?
Ian, you got to eat dinner, man.
I miss. It's a game. One thing that I really appreciate about both Dishonored games that I don't think about when it comes to quote unquote level design are levels.
Yeah.
Games with levels is not really a thing anymore. I mean, it is, but I can't.
No, you're right.
You know, the second level, the fifth level.
That's weird.
That game has levels.
Yeah.
You know, there's the opening level, and then they're all different maps.
Yeah.
They're self-contained worlds in which they're brilliantly designed for open combat, stealth, mix of both. Grab this, put this here, try it, you know what I mean? Like poison this guy using this or just fucking shoot him in the face or whatever you want to do. Do it. We're going to give you 7 different ways to achieve all the objectives and side objectives and all the collectibles. And they're not just collectibles, they're collectibles that level you up and make you better.
Yeah.
So you have a reason to explore the world. It's not just like, oh, I need to go get the statue because...
Right.
It's a statue.
Because, I need
it. Oh, no, that's an experience point? Oh, I better go get that shit. You know, so it really, like, pushes you to explore and just the art and the idea. So the first game had the plague with, like, the rats and stuff.
Right, yeah.
So the second game, they do stick with some themes there. Like, plague is a part of this world, I guess.
Yeah.
And in this area, so this empire, and I don't really know much about it because it's so focused. The games are so focused. They give you kind of an idea through art and the way the world looks.
Okay.
But this empire, you're in the southernmost tip of this sort of England-inspired empire. And it's on like an island. It's sort of like, not tropical, but sort of like the Bahamas maybe. But it doesn't have palm trees and blue water, but I'm just trying to like, it's got this very different feel to it. Mm-hmm. From Dunwall, which was like London, basically.
Right, yeah.
So it's not as industrial. So you're in all these different areas, but these gross-ass... Some of the scariest thing to me, for whatever reason, they're called blood flies.
Okay.
They're these giant flies, like mosquito flies.
Yeah.
And they spread a disease that's killing everyone, and then they harvest the bodies, which creates more of the disease, and it keeps going.
Jeez.
So you go into these abandoned buildings that have these blood fly hives in them. You can hear this, and there's like mechanics around them. So when you get too close to the hive starts to glow, and they have little parts of their bodies that glow.
What?
Then they come out of nowhere and they surround you, and they just they're so scary. They're so scary, and it's a different kind of. It's not really a horror game at all.
Yeah,
it's just this one element, and they're not constant. They're in it just enough to where they're part of the game, but they're not driving you crazy.
So is it like in the first one where the more people you kill, the more prevalent they are?
I don't know because I don't kill anyone.
Oh, gotcha.
I've killed one person in the game who really deserved to die, and the rest of them I have been sparing. I usually go with the sparing route because I'm a huge stealth fan. Mm-hmm. So like I play a lot of games stealth wise if they give me the option.
Yeah.
And so this weekend when I played it, I got my first ghostly check mark.
Oh, cool.
I was never detected.
Cool.
But there's just the design is just brilliant, man.
Yeah.
All the powers, like one of the powers I had where I couldn't hit this guy on the left who's on this balcony. I think I told you this story. There's a guy on a balcony and another guard to the right that I had aim of. But there was a dude here that I couldn't hit him. So if I killed the guy or shot him with a sleep dart, the other dude's like, oh, and he turns the alarm on.
Right.
So like, how do I do this? Well, I have this power now where I can highlight one, aim at the other, and highlight him because I can see the top of his head. Mm-hmm. So they're linked, and then I shoot the dude with the sleep dart, and both of them pass out.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, there's all these.
Right.
It just gives you all of these tools to work with, and you just feel
cool.
like so powerful.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You guys don't stand a chance. And they all wake up later, and they're like, "What happened?" Like.
I remember when I played the first one, and you first learned how to teleport.
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh, it's over for all of you."
Yeah, right.
You're done. It's just not gonna happen.
It's just a power fantasy.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, for sure.
So it's a absolutely phenomenal game. The story is good. The main character's good. The graphics are beautiful. The art's incredible. The design is precise. Wonderful game.
Yeah. Cool.
So if you guys haven't played that, because I know a lot of people, including myself,
a lot of people, yeah,
don't miss out on that.
Yeah.
Go back and play it.
Don't sleep on Dishonored 2.
We haven't really done news.
What is that? What is news?
Yeah, right. I mean, there hasn't been a lot.
Right. Yeah.
Really. But
it's a lot of like little things that we could.
I feel like if there's a big thing going on.
Yeah, of note, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we would talk about it anyway.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Kind of thing. What
I do like sales figures. I'm a fan of
Yeah.
I love that industry stuff.
Yeah.
So I will look at those sometimes. But now, EA, I don't know if EA has come out. The stuff I was reading was coming from a few different legit sources. I don't know. Has EA said anything in regards to this?
I don't know. I only read the article, the GameSpot article that you sent to me. That's the only one I read.
So Battlefield.
Yeah.
We don't know what it's... They're going to call it Battlefield 5, which I find interesting.
Yeah, not 2.
Yeah.
Because there's
already Battlefield 2. And the first Battlefield was just called Battlefield.
Right.
Well, we're going to get technical. The first one was Battlefield 1942, which was PC only.
Right.
But the one that was just called Battlefield was the modern one on the original Xbox era.
I think, yeah.
That's when I remember playing it on the original Xbox. So that was the very first quote-unquote Battlefield. So this is going to be Battlefield V 5.
Okay.
Back to World War II now. We're
Right.
done with World War One.
Right. So
what do you think?
Let's just unbox it right there, right?
Unbox it? Is that on purpose?
Boom, boom,
I was punching his knee right there.
We're making moves here.
We're going to unbox the next EA multiplayer game.
Just kidding. Back to brass tacks, Ian.
Yes.
Come on. This isn't. We're not playing around.
It's not a fucking joke.
This is a business move. I'm not talking about video games in here. No, I don't hate the name. There's just so many numbers now. It's driving me crazy. I know there was a Battlefield 4. Okay, I get it. That's fine. So there should be a Battlefield 5, but it takes place in World War II. We had a Battlefield 1. It's just like there's so many different numbers.
Yeah, I feel like if you're not going to have it in your numbered series, call it Battlefield something.
Correct.
Like, honestly, I would have been fine. I guess they were worried. The whole thing with Battlefield 1 is they were really worried the whole time. Like, the execs were like, most Americans don't even know World War One is a thing. And they're like,
totally
how
true.
are we going to know?
Totally
how
true.
are we going to sell this game?
Right.
You know, because at least with World War II, you can be like, Nazis!
Oh,
Shoot
yeah!
them.
Nazis, yeah,
You know what I mean?
Hitler, I know that
Most
guy.
people have seen Saving Private Ryan. Most
Right.
people who are going to be playing a shooter game like that.
Right.
Probably seen Saving Private Ryan. So you can put Normandy Beach, everyone knows. It's, you know what I mean? There's a language about World War II that's extremely visual that you really have to have your head in the sand to not know anything about it.
You picture the beach. You picture the tanks. You picture Hitler.
Yeah, the marching German soldiers in Paris, and just all of the big bombers, right? And the Japanese, and all that stuff. It's just a huge part of our culture. It's just I don't know how anyone could. But World War One is not a big part of our culture. That was a much more European affair, and we're really not involved as much. But it worked for them.
Yeah. No, it was great. Yeah.
But maybe the reason that they didn't... Because I always thought, well, why don't you just call it, like, Battlefield 1916? But maybe the people, they were worried, like, how that...
Yeah.
You know...
People are going to be like, what'd you use, a rock? Yeah. Like, kind of, people don't know. You know what I mean?
So I just didn't know...
Yeah.
What else you get? What would you have called that?
I wish
I would have gone the Great War.
Somehow get 1942 back. You know what I mean? I know it's already a thing.
I wanted Vietnam.
Yeah.
They've done Vietnam before. It's kind of before I had a PC, but like...
Did they?
They have done Battlefield Vietnam. It was PC only. It was back when the game Battlefield was a PC only title.
Yeah. Well, I played 1942. A friend of mine, I had to be in 4th, 5th, 6th grade, I think, 5th grade. And a friend of mine, his dad loved building computers, and he had a room... and the wall, he was a single man because parents got divorced. So he was like, and it was a small mining town. A small mining town where the company paid his rent, his water, his utilities, his electric. So he just made all this money.
Yeah.
And he was like, I like computers. So he just lined the wall with them. And like 5 of us would just hang out. And at that time, you could just make like custom servers, and all of you could just jump into a game, and it was really cool. And we played 1942 all the time. He had actual like joysticks that you would put on that would clip onto the desk, and we would fucking fly jets around on his little 18-inch monitors. We're just fighting. It was awesome, dude.
That's amazing.
It was a blast.
That's so that idea of, and the thing is, I always have this ideological world in my head where a game like Battlefield, where everyone plays it correctly.
Oh, right.
And it would just be so much fun.
It would be a lot of fun.
But they don't. But like
you just can't
Vietnam, the idea of like you have this. You've got this balance between the two factions or the two sides in a completely different way. You've got the Vietnamese, the Viet Cong have all these tunnels underground.
Yeah.
And they have immediate access to like all these parts of the map.
Yeah.
They have that advantage. But the Americans have the advantage of the helicopters, and they can quickly reinforce areas, land troops immediately anywhere on the field. So it's kind of the same thing, and I just love that it's such a cool take on multiplayer first-person shooting. And you'd have the command zone, so you could land your Huey helicopters on the command zone, and you could get your Viet Cong guys could sprint with not ever getting shot at underground all the way there, and it would just be this cool kind of tactical thing.
That would be really cool.
But then I have this idea of people doing that. I'm like, they wouldn't. They would all just run across the open field.
Crashing helicopters into the ground.
You know what I mean?
And yeah, it would be a mess.
But can you imagine us, like 6 of us, one of us is a pilot, one of us is a gunner, and the rest are like, go, go, go! You know, it would just be so
Jimi Hendrix is
cool.
playing in the background.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Just that classic like Vietnam.
Yeah, man.
No, it'd be a blast, but I mean that's every game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't make your whole team. That's why they break it up into squads. You can't talk to 70 people at one time.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It would just be a shit show.
It would be beautiful. I'd love to play a gorgeous Vietnam of the jungle.
Oh yeah, no, it'd be planes. They would do it great.
Oh,
it would be great.
So cool. I mean, I have no issue with World War II. I feel like I just don't. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do that's different?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they can do different. Everyone's done World War II so many times.
That's what I'm saying.
But it'll be fun.
It will be amazing. Like, I'm not being negative.
No,
I'm just trying to.
You're totally right.
If I'm a designer, like, I don't want to do Normandy Beach.
Yeah.
Again,
but,
you know.
Yeah, like. But
that doesn't make for a good multiplayer map, anyways. Really.
It makes, I guess your whole team's just getting slaughtered the entire time. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to change it, right? But they've done Normandy Beach in games before.
Yeah.
I mean, a bunch of times, dozens of times.
Call of Duty World War II just did it last year.
It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, and way before that.
I'd like to play that game for like $10, just the campaign. I heard the campaign kind of sucks, but I want to.
Oh, really?
I just want to play a super high def World War II game.
Yeah. Well, you're about to get one.
Yeah, we're about to get one. Well, I was not a fan of the campaign in Battlefield 1 at all. Did you play it?
I did. Yeah, we played one of the like storylines with the pilot, whose name I don't remember, but you like crash and you're behind enemy lines.
The pilot one was alright.
It was good. Yeah, I didn't hate
that one.
it.
My issue that I took with it that it was just it was like, okay, Battlefield known for massive scale multiplayer battles with like 100 dudes or whatever.
Yeah.
We're about to take you into the biggest war the world had ever known at that time, and all of it ends up being a shitty stealth game.
I was just gonna say,
where every single mission has you.
It puts you into like a poor man's Dishonored at that point. Like
Medal of Honor. Medal of Honor reminds me of old school Medal of Honor. Like what the best part of that was the beginning in the tank when you blast over the trench and your guys are charging with you.
Yeah. That's what you want the whole game to be. Because that's what it was. I mean, so it's,
So it was like, what are we doing here? You know, and you could have done, even the one, just all of it just felt really flatline. Like, they tried to do Gallipoli, which was a battle that the British foolishly were trying to win. And it was just, and they were like, all right, let's go! Like, you go onto the beach, it was kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
And you're like 4 dudes with you, and the 4 dudes die, and you're just by yourself in one of the biggest battles in, like...
the
whole war. It just wasn't good. So I hope. I don't know. A lot of people really liked the campaign for some reason. I feel like So I wonder what they're going to do with the campaign a little bit. But obviously, we'd all be playing multiplayer.
Yeah, I mean that's not going to be their focus. You know that. I know that.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fun to revisit it in the Battlefield world because in Call of Duty, if you play multiplayer, you're getting 10 guys. Or however many it is. I don't really know, to be honest with you. I don't know how big the teams are. But it's not like a World War II scale battle like we want. You want planes flying around and things exploding, some guys in a tank.
I'd like all the theaters.
Yeah. Could get interesting.
You know what I mean? Like, if you want to, release with the classic, like, American/British against the Germans. Like, that's fine. But I would love the Pacific Theater as a DLC.
Oh, I'm sure, now that you even just said the words... Or the letters DLC.
The Eastern
You're for sure
War with Russia. I mean, I feel like we just have this narrow, like, I mean, Call of Duty, I've always played all of them.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's always just Germans versus Americans. I'm like, there was a lot more going on
but
here.
But to your point earlier, that's all people know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, not all people know. Of course, you know more. Other people know more. But like the mainstream,
I want to play
reach
Iwo
out to.
Jima.
Yeah, people are like, what? What?
Well, any of the battle. I mean, the most famous picture from World War II is from Iwo Jima.
Yeah.
Look at
no one knows that.
The flag.
You know what I mean? And most people don't. I would say.
But I think most people know we fought Japan.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think I'm like going way out there like, I would like to play as the...
pretty generous.
The Canadian... Like, I'm not like going after like some weird shit. Here.
Right. No, I agree with you. Like, I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. I agree with that.
The war against the Japanese is just... We know about that.
Yeah.
I feel like almost every person
in
the country
what
can tell you
game
they fought Japan.
Actually handled that somewhat well was Call of Duty World at War in the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Actually did that well. You know, the game had its flaws as a game.
Sure.
But I think they were pretty 50-50 with as far as our interactions with the Germans and the Japanese.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
As far as the campaign goes, that was some of the hardest points in the game was fighting the Japanese.
Yeah.
So but I think they did
I love the idea from a gameplay perspective of just how it would be so cool to go from France to the freaking Philippines. You know what I mean? Like just the difference in the map and the design. And
I think to your point about them needing to do something different, that's their only option. There were no other weapons we haven't talked about unless they try some like alternate history thing, which would just piss a bunch of people off. It would make you angry. It would make everybody angry.
I mean, there's that said, there's a amount. They did a lot of that with World War I.
They had to, though.
They had to, and it didn't bug me. I mean, like the rifle, the semi-automatic rifles.
Yeah.
Those were a thing, but they weren't used in trenches because they just didn't a little bit of mud done.
Really?
They weren't functional. But those were used by pilots.
Oh, gotcha.
You take your little pot shots.
Yeah.
You don't have to big old bolt action, right? That's like 5-7 feet long. Like,
right.
I mean, it's like
it
was a compact rifle. And they're like, hey, we figured out how to be able to like fire.
It'll fire. It will fire.
So that's a bending, but those were still weapons of the era.
Gotcha.
Sure. Now you can have them in the trench. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
Submachine guns came in at the very end of that war.
Really?
Put them in. That's totally like I don't have an issue with that. But I don't want a fucking laser pointer on my Thompson either.
Right,
so,
your red dot sight on top.
Attachments and shit like that. Like let's be careful with all that.
It's hard, right? Because people are going to want that. You want to be able to. You want upgrading. You want leveling.
Your gameplay is good enough.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, because I don't remember. Were there a lot of attachments in
World at War?
No, in Battlefield 1. I feel like there were a lot of guns to unlock.
There were a lot of guns. There. I don't think there were a lot of attachments. Like there were a couple scopes.
I think they could do the same thing. They could do the same thing where you have your submachine gun class. If you got the Americans, you can have Thompson. You can unlock the Thompson with the drum.
Yeah.
And then you can unlock the greaser gun if you want.
Yeah.
Or, a few different things. And like same with the rifles, it's the Springfield and the M1 Garand and the carbine, the little carbine.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't think of what that's called right now. I used to know all of them by hand, by memory. But you've got options. There's plenty of options there, I think, for different weapons, and all of the factions had different. I love the fucking Enfield, that Lee Enfield, the British standard rifle. I had a hard time using it in Battlefield 1, but I just love it. The sound,
it is a weapon.
It's like one of my favorite historical weapons.
Yeah, I don't know. It really makes you wonder because we haven't really seen anything on it. They've just talked about it, yet they're really sure it's going to come out by the end of the year.
Means we're going to have to put Origin back on our computer.
Gross.
I hate Origin. I hate EA, dude.
EA's terrible.
I really do hate them. I no longer feel like I'm unreasonable when I say that. But
Did you before? Did you feel that way? That you were being unreasonable?
Yeah, sometimes I feel I was just kind of biased for no reason because like everyone feels that way.
Okay,
there's a little bit of that where it's just like it's kind of an accepted thing to not like EA.
That's fair.
And I used to try to kind of defend them. I'm like, hey, look what they did with Dead Space. Like,
they
took a risk on Dead Space.
And then they squished it.
And then they fucked it up.
Yeah.
And the same thing with like Mass Effect 2 was great. Mass Effect 3 was great.
And then the other one.
That one.
We're going to talk about that.
Star Wars, Battlefront. It's like it's gotten worse over time.
Yeah, I think you're completely just.
But how realistic is it for us to be streamers and YouTubers and be like, I'm never going to play Battlefield? Like, I really would love to play it.
I think you're right.
I want Battlefield 1 on my
I think
PC.
your
I'd love to play with
opinion.
you guys.
I think your opinion holds water because you've played all these games, and so you have that. I think if you were like, I'm not going to play them because I know they suck, then your opinion has some holes. You know what I mean? Like people can argue that, but when you're like, no, I played it, and this is what happened. It holds water a little bit.
Yeah, but I was just like 2 months ago. I was like, I'm never,
ever. No, think of all the things we've said on the spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but
So it's gonna have loot boxes. So did Battlefield 1.
Did they say that?
They did.
Oh, they did?
They did. It was actually in the title.
Okay.
It said, it was like Battlefield 1. It will be set in World War II. Will have loot boxes.
Was it really?
That was the title.
I must not have even read the title.
But they're just going to be this, like the loot boxes in Battlefield 1 were, not only were they harmless, they were I can't believe someone would pay money for the shit that you got.
Yeah, it was garbage. Yeah.
There was nothing in there that I'd ever want to buy.
Really.
And that's kind of how I'd like it to be and stay.
Yeah. Yeah.
A bunch of bullshit in there. I mean, if you're paying for something, you should get something. I would just prefer get rid of the randomness. I have no problem with like, I would like to buy this cool looking helmet.
Yeah. Here's a couple.
This helmet.
Right. No. Yeah.
That one.
I don't get why that's such a big deal.
A purchase 99 cents. That's okay with me.
And
do it.
Not to get completely off track, but just real quick, Fortnite right now is destroying financially in a good way due to skins.
Yeah.
Because they give you a menu and they go, here you go.
Yeah.
This one's $1, that one's $2. This one you get if you use your Amazon Prime subscription. Like, and you know what you want. They have these crazy out of control skins that people love.
Yeah.
You can dress up like a giant teddy bear. You can put angel wings on. You can fly in on a dragon now. It's out of control, but you know what you're getting, and they are raking in the cash. Like,
that's awesome.
Fortnite's on top right now. Yeah. Not to get on that topic, but
no, it's fine.
PUBG's going down. Like, with the quickness, it's going down, and that's just proven. That's not my opinion. You know, I love PUBG. That's just what's happening.
Yeah, I like PUBG a lot better.
Yeah.
Oh well, I haven't played Fortnite, so I can't say that.
They're both great.
I feel like.
I think you would too.
Keep with PUBG.
I think you would too. I know Kevin does. A lot of people do, but I'm telling you, people as far
Fortnite
as like,
I'd play it.
Yeah, but if you go on if you browse on Twitch, it's almost always in the top 3 games that are being played. Ninja alone gets 90,000 concurrent viewers at a time because he's bananas at that game. I know Ian's shaking his head. Like, it's crazy. It's insane. He peaked. I was watching the other day. He peaked. He got his record viewer count ever. It was 138,000 people.
What?
Just watching him play Fortnite. Isn't that bananas? But that guy, watching him play that game is like watching a weird art. Like, he doesn't miss. There's never a miss. He doesn't miss. It just doesn't happen. No. It's like watching Shroud play PUBG. Like, that's not even a factor. It's just like watching him build things in 5 seconds. He's got a 4-story metropolitan. Like, it's nuts. Not to get on that topic, but my point was, Fortnite without the loot boxes. I don't even think they have loot boxes. They have that, but they have a market where every week you get new stuff and you can buy it, or you're going to miss out on it and you got to wait for it to come back. You know what I mean? Kind of thing where you know what you're buying, and they're raking in the cash right now.
Wow.
The game's free, but on that end, they're raking in the cash.
And you know, the addition of that into a World War II game again bumps into that. Well, like, how crazy do we want to get here?
Yeah, do you want to?
That's what they said with Star Wars Battlefront. That I don't buy as much. Like, to tell me, oh, we want to really stick to the truth of Star Wars, and then have like Darth Maul come in and fight fucking Yoda. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, that has nothing to do. That's not
why? You know what I mean?
Like, Star Wars, quote unquote. I'm okay with that.
Why not let a guy be a pink Darth Maul?
But as I'm saying, is like, if they're gonna say we want to keep the sanctity of Star Wars a little bit, then keep
the sanctity of Star Wars.
You know, you shouldn't ever have the droids fighting stormtroopers or whatever it is. At any point. Now with World War II, there's a little. I feel like, I don't know if anyone cares anymore. I would care a little bit. I mean, you know, if I saw,
if it wasn't accurate.
Well, it doesn't need to be like.
Oh, you mean
this needs to be accurate?
Oh, you mean like skins?
Documentary.
You're talking about skins.
Yeah,
okay.
if I'm playing Battlefield, and some like Nazi comes out with like a Hello Kitty jacket, like, I'm done. I'm fucking done.
Yeah,
you know?
Really?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That there is a line in my brain for that.
No, that's totally
it's
reasonable.
Like, look, this is a game. This war was a really long time ago.
What about like a patch? Like a Hello Kitty patch that you can't even really see until he's like on top of you. Really?
No,
okay. That's funny. It's totally fair, though. I totally
what
get
I want to
saying.
say sounds so ridiculous.
No, it doesn't. Say it.
Just,
You're on the podcast.
like 75 million people died in that war, and like Hello Kitty patches on a soldier, even in a game where we're having a fun time.
Yeah.
There's just it's not like we're sitting here honoring the veterans by playing Battlefield. Like I'm not in a spot where I feel that way.
That's fair.
But there is, for me, there's just a
No,
little.
that's totally fair. I think it would even cause problems with
It's disrespectful
with
in a way
its
to me.
like link to Japan. You know what I mean? That would cause some weird
and Hello
controversy.
Kitty is ridiculous.
Totally, but a good example.
Hyperbole.
Not a bad example, to be honest.
But even like some Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
The Germans have cool armor. Like, no.
Yeah.
I don't know. That
But
just, for me, that's enough for me, bro.
That makes sense,
as they say.
As they do, the kids do say that. That makes sense to me, man.
So that I get why they might not want to do that. I don't know what it's shocking. They sold like 20-some million copies of that game, and it's like apparently that's not enough. Just take the fucking if you can't figure out and you're scared of people's reaction to loot boxes, just take them out.
Yeah, but then
people buy your game. They buy tens of millions of copies. Like this is not like a free-to-play game. Like, I hope we get some players.
Yeah, exactly.
People are going to buy these at $60
right.
a pop. They're going to make a ton of money on that.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
It's tricky.
This is, like, they know the spotlight is shining in their face.
It has to be, right?
It is. They're so scared.
But do they care?
I think they do.
Really?
When money gets involved.
Yeah.
Battlefront sold great. Battlefront 2 sold really well. Didn't sell half as well as it would if they'd just done this right.
Right.
Like I know a lot of people who didn't end up buying that game. It still sold well.
Yeah, but sorry,
sold half as many copies as the first Battlefront.
Sorry if I don't remember. Wasn't it Battlefront 2 that got like the most upvoted thing on Reddit when they were like
downvoted?
Downvoted thing ever on Reddit. Okay, so yeah, that has to be in the back of their head.
I think that
right?
affected their pocketbooks. It affected their. I mean, again, they still made money. It's not like they didn't. It's Star Wars. You're gonna make money every time.
Yeah.
Hell, I'll probably buy it when it's $10,
right,
something like that.
Eventually
I do want to play it.
Yeah.
I'd like to try. Maybe we can get it on an origin sale for $9.99 in this winter. Or something like
finally
that.
get to play it.
Yeah, just play because I don't hate the game for it. I feel bad for DICE, honestly.
Yeah,
who are being directed like, look, you need to make a game this way.
They made a game. They made a great game.
I think it's great. I haven't really played.
From what I hear, yeah. You know, yeah, it just makes you wonder. So you plan on playing it, right? Battlefield 5.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely. And I've been thinking like in the back of my head, like if I saw a great sale for Battlefield 1 and other people were getting it, that'd be pretty awesome.
Oh, on PC? Yeah, I was like, I thought you had it already.
On PC, man.
That's true. That's not a bad idea.
It would be a pretty cool Twitch game, I think.
You always say that now to get me to buy games, and it's like
that's not.
It's like
my initial intention.
No, I know. I'm just kidding. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Well, anything that's team based, competitive multiplayer, where all of us can get in a group and chat and
I still can't
have
wait
highlights
for,
from. I mean, that's
what we're looking for. Yeah, I still can't wait for GTFO. That's going to be like highlight.
That's why I was on my top 5.
Surplus, dude. Like I'm not even going to be able to keep up.
It's not a piece of shit game.
I know. Yeah, I hope that's
just that idea of I just keep hearing Kevin screaming while playing that game, and that makes me want to play it.
He hates horror games. For those of you who don't know,
but he would play that.
He would totally
cooperative.
Play. Yeah, but in a real quick update, him and I played more Hunt Showdown. I forgot to bring that up.
Oh yeah, we can go over a little bit.
We played a couple hours. It worked. Now we got into every game. Bear in mind, it was the middle of the day when other normal people were at work. I got off a little bit earlier that day, and he took the day off.
Okay.
That might have had something to do with it, but we got into every game we tried to get into. Instead of fighting the Butcher, we tried to fight the Giant Spider for the first time. We actually got a lot better at the PvP. We killed a couple teams. A couple quick problems with the game. There's nothing that tells you once you've killed somebody, which isn't terrible for like a realism's sake, but it is a problem when you're banking on like a grenade kill.
Yeah.
And you have no idea if that person's still in there. So now you have to literally go check to make sure you killed them, which I get again is realistic, but you're also fighting a giant spider. So like, if you're like you just said about Star Wars, if you're going to be realistic, be realistic.
Yeah, if you're going to do it, you got to stick to it.
You got to stick to it. Yeah. So yeah, that was a problem. We actually had a situation where there were 2 guys in a building. I threw a stick of dynamite in there, and I killed one of them. But I had no idea, so we thought they were, and it just caused like a whole awkward. Like we had no idea.
Oh, they're dead the whole time.
What happened?
Yeah, I watched a Let's Player playing it that night that I first watched it.
Cool.
Before, I was just like really into the game, and it was the same thing where they both walked. He was in the room, and a guy walked in on him, and he turns and fires, and they both shoot, and they kill each other.
Oh, really?
And he shot the guy off, and he fell off the dock underneath the dock on the riverbank.
Yeah.
And then his buddy came over, the Let's Player's buddy came over and healed him. And they're like, where'd he go?
Yeah.
I don't think I got him.
I was just
and
going
they
to
spent the next 5 minutes, and then like they're running around, and then they found the body under the boat. Like, oh, we did kill him.
Yeah.
Like,
that,
come on.
That to me is, if you're going to have PvP, you have to fix that.
Yeah.
Another thing you need if you're going to have PvP, especially in duos, you can't spectate your teammate when you die. And that's a huge problem, especially when especially when you're streaming.
Yeah.
You have nothing to do. We had to pull up each other's streams just to keep something going on. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
insane.
You can't just have everyone looking at you, because you fall over when you die.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, and you just...
Well, and some of your highlights are from
spectating for sure. Yeah, not even... Yeah, 100%, because that's just what you can commentate on it. You can talk about it. You can work in your chat a little bit while they still have something to watch. You know...
Might give your non-streaming buddy a starring role.
You might just do that. That might be coming up in next week's highlight video. Keep your... Actually... The one that just came out.
Yeah, this weekend.
It's Tuesday, so yeah, make sure you check that out. But yeah, there's no spectating, which I thought was a huge problem
That's
as well.
crazy, yeah.
But keep in mind, the game's still
That's
really...
their feedback. So, like, what is there an official place to go? Do they have a forum?
I feel like Steam, is that not the best place to go?
They probably have a forum.
Yeah.
They probably have their own hosted forum.
I'm sure someone's brought it up
first.
Maybe I'll actually take a look, see if I
would definitely do that. I mean, if you're gonna invest like that early,
yeah,
you want to make sure you get heard.
I'm
sure they look at Steam. But I guarantee you.
Yeah, that's a lot of noise. Kind of like YouTube. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Finally, we did get into actually fighting the spider. A lot of fun. Absolutely terrifying for me because I'm actually horrified of spiders.
So am
I. We went into it. We're kind of looking around like, where is it? Immediately, it pounces on Kevin from the roof, which was really cool. It was
very
cool. Like, we're fighting a spider. That's what you would expect to happen. It's on the roof. And it pounces on him, kills him immediately. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I just run out of the building terrified.
Are you going to make a highlight?
I don't even help him. I don't know if I have it saved.
Keep going.
Okay, all right. Sorry, I'm almost done.
Yeah.
And so the whole thing was like me alone trying to fight a giant spider, which is just a shit show anyway, because I'm terrified. The whole time I'm like freaking out. I don't know what to do. And the game is still very buggy. So it's basically teleporting through walls. It's flying around.
Sucks.
Like, it would get from one wall to another without a cool jumping animation, which I'd be fine with. It would just, bam! It would just clip to the other wall, which is a huge problem.
Yeah,
and then you would get like an audio block of like, which again would be creepy if it matched what you were watching, which it never did.
It didn't, yeah.
It's still very early access, very
Super
buggy.
Early access,
but hilarious to watch me freak out like a little bitch if you'd like to. I think it's still in my archive somewhere. It's at the end of one of those videos.
I might have to go dig that.
Yeah, we could probably pull it up if you want to.
I would like to, actually.
Yeah, man, that was it. Just to give a quick hunt update for anyone interested. It's very fun. It's a very good idea. It still does not run well. There was an update for it last night. I don't know what it did. I couldn't find any patch notes on it. I don't know if they released any, but maybe they're chipping away at that optimization. So that's all I got.
With your Twitch highlights, would you, because they're just called Twitch, does it have to be all PUBG, or would you start mixing in different games in one video?
Here's what I thought about a lot, and I actually wanted to talk to you about. I don't know if you want to do it on stream or not.
Good, man. We've had hour and a half ones. I mean,
you're totally right.
Like 5-10 minutes.
You're totally, yeah. I mean, the news is done. If you want to hop out,
I listen to Game Informer podcasts that are like 2.5 hours long.
Yeah, I mean, the news is done. If you want to hop out, feel free to hop out. If you'd like to stick around, we're going to talk about Twitch a little bit. So with those highlights, if you've noticed, I've changed the names a lot. Because, I did a lot of research into SEO, which is search engine optimization, like how to get your videos found. And people talk about the most important things are going to be your title and your description, obviously. Apparently the tags are only really for if you have inappropriate things in your video and you put like boobies, they know to not show it to people under 8, like that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
But
so the tags don't really...
Apparently they don't really make a difference. And this is coming from the channel, the guy, I don't remember the number at the end of his name, Boogie. Like 2988, if you're familiar with that guy, big guy.
I am,
yep. It's coming from him, who's obviously got a huge following, so he knows what he's talking about. So what I did now, I made the names this way on purpose, and I want your opinion. Now it's, I believe, ZeroHP Twitch highlights and funny moments, whatever game we're playing.
Okay.
Number blank. Or no, I'm sorry, ZeroHP Twitch highlights and funny moments, number blank, game. So what I'm trying to do is set it so if people want to watch PUBG highlights, they can find those videos.
Okay.
If people want Hunt Showdown highlights, they find that video, kind of thing. Like easier to find. We can't just put ZeroHP highlights because no one's looking for that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely. You got to put the game in there. Yeah.
Right. So that's what I was doing. So I want to start doing other games. but we don't have one that we play enough to get enough highlights, because we play so much PUBG for me to get 30 minutes of highlights video, like highlight videos.
You don't have you need a lot more footage.
Yeah, but that was really it. Like, does that seem right? That name kind of format?
Yeah, I mean that's how I do mine, which is like Warhammer 2, semicolon, and then whatever it is.
Yeah.
Specifically to Warhammer 2, so like
people
Tomb
can
King
search
campaign.
Tomb King campaign, and that'll come up.
Right. Like Tomb King campaign, co-op, or not. When it's not there, you assume it's single player, and then a dash, and then I've stopped writing episode and everything.
Yeah.
It's a massive word.
Right. It's
a huge word. Like, you don't think about it.
No, you're right.
It's fucking long, man.
You're right.
I just take it out. Dash, number sign, number.
I had a theory. Hear me out here. Let me know if this is stupid.
Okay.
What if I thought about not numbering them? Because I feel like that gives it a shelf life in a weird way. But then again, maybe it doesn't, because people want to go back. But some people don't have that kind of time to watch a whole season.
But you're right. I mean, I number the Total War campaigns because they do have an end.
Yeah, no, that's completely true. Mine really don't. You know what I mean? It's just funny moments. Yeah. But so I know a lot of people who do highlights just do it like blah 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 Twitch highlights, and then they would put either the date or they would put like a funny thing that happened. Kevin kills a guy. That's the title of the video. And you're like, oh, Kevin kills a guy in that one. Let's go watch that.
Because I've seen whose highlights that I've seen where they do like whatever highlight, and then they do like 2/21/18.
Yeah, no,
I've seen that. Because then they're just like, it's like an archive.
Yeah, it's like an archive, and it doesn't feel numbered. It doesn't feel like, oh, that one's over. I don't want to be, you know what I mean?
But that's also sort of like kind of official looking. I don't know. I can see why people wouldn't want to do that. There's different ways you can go about it.
Yeah. So right now I'm on. Shout out to Mercy. What
I forgot to. I was going to ask if you knew anything about Brigitte.
No, I haven't even played it. I haven't even played it.
We got sidetracked by an amazing wallpaper of mine, of my favorite Overwatch
It is a
character.
great wallpaper. Her face looks amazing in that picture.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah,
she's beautiful. Anyway, I didn't mean to derail that whole thing.
No, you didn't. No, we didn't even touch on Overwatch and the new character, and we haven't played it in forever.
I don't own it on PC. I'd love to, but it's that game's still selling, so it's not ever cheap.
It's going to sell forever, yeah.
So I'm just going to buck up and pay for it on like a sale when it's $40 or whatever.
That's on sale. Oh my god.
That is. It's like
that's
GTA.
What I did. Yeah, I got it for like $35 on sale, quote unquote. Like one of the first games I bought. Yeah, I guess.
It is.
No, you're right. But that's GTA, exactly. Yeah, I wanted to get GTA 5.
As long as why should they?
No, you're right. No,
$10?
they're doing it right. I'm just gonna bitch about it because we don't get free games yet. So
yeah, right. God, that would be so great.
It will be great because it's gonna happen. But yeah, man, that was really it.
That's if I mean they pretty much do that if you have reviews. You do reviews.
If you have reviews, they're gonna give you review copies. I mean, we would have to initiate some kind of
figure that out.
Yeah,
I'm a press member, sir.
You don't even. But I've looked into it though, and you really don't. A lot of them actually prefer to get the smaller channels.
They do.
Yeah, which is weird.
Well, there's like a specific targeting. They have like different heat maps.
Yeah.
Like we want these big channels, these middle channels, and these small channels. Like they figure it out.
Yeah.
They have some kind of algorithm.
We could get you blacklisted by EA. That would be cool. We could say we're blacklisted by somebody. That'd be awesome.
So I would hate that because then you're not going to get review
You'd
copies.
have to buy the game. Yeah. That makes, and you're helping them anyway.
We're not trying to be Jim Sterling here.
We could get fans to send us the game so we don't have to buy it. And look at it. It'll be a whole thing.
Fans to send us the...
It's going to happen.
You and me, between the two of us and our guilty conscience, we would hate having people buy us game. Dude, think about it. Like, when I bought you Warhammer, you're like, oh, yeah, and then I got PUBG a week later because you just couldn't fucking handle that shit.
I hate gifts, but I've also been a big fan where I would have bought something for someone just because I appreciate what they've done. You know what I mean?
Well, or just I'm so, like... The two of us were so into those games.
Like, you didn't buy me that game in hopes that I would return the favor. You know what I mean? Like, that's never... You wanted me to play it.
I wanted
to check it out. The PUBG thing was just convenient.
I also knew that you had Warhammer 2. I'm like, you won't be able to put Mortal Empire without one.
It worked out. It all worked out.
So,
dude, that's an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, we're at 6:30. So are we going to the movie at 6:40?
No, we're not, Ian.
Seriously, I'd love to find a time before it
We should, and if we don't get it while it's in theaters, we can do like a movie night and we'll watch on Netflix on YouTube. You know what I mean? I know it won't be the same.
I agree. I totally would say that with almost any movie. This is you gotta see this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that. It's that.
I wonder how much longer it'll be available.
We'll get it next weekend probably. Yeah. And it'll be dead. It's already dead.
Yeah, we can go next weekend.
It's not going to make any money.
If you're willing to go again, I hate to make Alyssa go again. She's going.
She may or may not. I mean, she's going to go see it tonight without me probably.
Oh, cool. Okay. I hate to make you third wheel it. You know what I mean? Maybe we'll drag Kevin along again.
Yeah, he'll want to go see it.
Cool.
Let's get everyone we possibly can to go see it.
Let's do it.
Because, like, I wish this movie could be supported.
Yeah.
This is the type of shit that I want, you know?
Yeah.
So
go watch Annihilation.
Yeah, please go see Annihilation in theaters. You might hate it, but if you don't, then you're probably going to like it as much as I did.
Yeah, it's pretty black or white.
Yeah, it seems to be. That's probably how it's going to be. So thank you guys so much for joining us as usual.
Yeah, we're
happy to have you. A little bit, not too bad. And give me your feedback. What do you guys want from Battlefront? Are you gonna check out Battlefront 5? What's your line for the loot boxes? How you think EA is going to do all that? So that's kind of our news topic. And anything else? Anything if you want to join us on your stream, Mason?
Oh, yeah. Twitch.tv/freemason1 spelled out, or Kevin is twitch.tv/deadkevtv. Or twitch.tv/ZeroHP if you want to help Ian out. He never streams, but he's there.
Well, I don't. Yeah, I just use that as my.
Yeah.
I could be a moderator.
You could absolutely be a moderator. I don't know why you're not, but you're just not good enough.
I mean, I kind of like just being like.
Matt made the cut. You didn't make it.
Hi guys. I don't have to stream. I feel like my streaming would like kind of pull away from other people's streaming as well, and that's not what I want.
No.
I just like being a part of your streams.
Yeah, it's so much. The whole thing's so much fun, dude. Everyone just supporting each other is fun. Yeah, come check us out if you'd like to. You go check out the highlight videos if you don't have the time for the full stream.
Absolutely.
They're on YouTube. It's all PUBG right now, but we're going to get other games out there.
Yeah, we're going to try to do a weekly Total War stream. Dude,
weekly Total War stream. We're going to have more Hunt Showdown probably in the highlights because that's a hilarious game to play because it's so broken.
Let's go find that shit.
We're going to go find it right after this.
All right. Hey, guys, have a great rest of your week. We'll catch you next Tuesday.
Later.
Later.